Back, 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 back. Woo! So let's see, is there's a teleport point there. Yep. Go inside here. Yeah. Do you have anything new? Yeah. The conflict between Nidhogg and I is in the past, and though they were brothers, it has no bearing on my view in Vitra. Above all else, he is a leader of men, not an enemy. He would hardly dedicate his life to this endeavor if he bore our kind any ill will. Vitra and his alchemists have prepared for us for our foray into the tower. What we may accomplish within its twisted hull remaineth to be seen. This is us getting used to the balmy Thamathar. We're back in Charlian. Take not to get your death, eh? We need you for battles to come. Now then, everyone appears to be here, so let us take stock of all the development discoveries. You seem to have a second. Okay, the Ark languish in Joy-Toy Chase doth forewarn us of the nature of our foe. 'Tis the gods of Thanavar who will be summoned to thwart us. Okay. Here they granted you with expectant eyes. Since there's been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings with our respective locals? Oh, locales.
Your time in Thafnir has certainly been eventful.
I mean, stuff happened, yes.
In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
Zot!
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation.
I am munching pizza. Nom nom nom.
Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower?
Pizza best, pizza, pizza.
According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Afreet.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
Fun.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise.
Oh, really?
A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the
Well,
captives
good thing I am a
without
fox
harm.
girl, not just a fox.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Jostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core.
Oh, so I don't be a
Admittedly,
healer.
this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Sure Alphino's in the right group.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armament to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
Okay, I'll give you the chance, but I'll be very unhappy if you fuck it up.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Radzat Khan of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetheryte at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
I don't know if it, like, absolutely knocks you out the way it does us. We might need some, you know, help along the way. In the dark of the tower. The dark tower! The dark crystal! Yeah, but they weren't nice enough to, you know, give me a teleport right next to the fucker. Raining. Running, running. Let's see what these guys say. We are told folks are imprisoned in the tower, but for now our orders are to watch it. I don't intend to bat an eyelid, but it chased that we can't do more. If we are to protect the people effectively, it would be best to have everyone in one place, namely within the city. Alas, it isn't so simple. Every settlement plays an important role in the running of our nation. They can't simply be abandoned, even if it means our numbers are spread thin. Ah, our friend of Eorzea. We've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I am told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand at the boat we have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your success, safety and success. If the Tsar traps and trusts you and yours on the mission, then you must be formidable warriors indeed. Glad you count you as your allies. I know, right? People tend to die if they don't. That's not a threat or anything. This is a simple truth. So, yeah, I just saw you there. Ha. Nothing much. I would say the rain, but it keeps falling down, so it's not completely up. Ugh, if this is the future of Aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. No worrying. However, empathetic could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be, should we still call you Vars, I suppose? Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well, then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. Alright, Night Wolf! Hope you sleep well! I can join you on those as well, as much as I hate the lighthouse one. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Our thanks. With these we can go anywhere those with the blessing of lights can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. God damn it! Oh good, I might actually take a breath. Brace. In that case, they're all yours from now on. Ah, but I'm afraid we can't let you retire just yet. You're the Scion's brightest star, after all. I didn't want it! If everyone's amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we divided into 2 groups. Ishnai and her band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtlessly want for healing due to the duress of repeated summons. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be the deities of Thamaran myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, please pray exercise the utmost confidence when confronting them. No promises. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. Word. For the people of Thanavar, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. John time. John time. See what they want to say. Small talk. First, this armor blessed with Radovsko's power, now Vera's scale. Much has changed for dragons to show me such favor. And with Nidhogg with me, in spirit in hand, no obstacle will bar away. Jun guy, yeah. My warding scale is safely tucked away. I'm ready when you are, Ishnai. I may not be the dragon as Azure Dragoon, former or otherwise, but I'm guaranteed I'll give as good as I get. Never questioned that part. I may have taken up new arms, but my role is unchanged. I'm a healer through and through. Yet, in knowing who once wore this sage's mantle, I wonder, when all is said and done, will I look back on the battles I choose to fight with pride? That's something you have to answer, sweetie. With Justolo keeping them company, the other party will be able to hold their own if the enemy needs be. So we can tackle our own task without worrying over them. Come, let us be about it. Oh wait, I already talked to you. The host... Radiant host will be watching for the outpost, ready to act at the first sign of unusual activity. May the skills serve you well and protect you in lieu of Fandra's fang and claws. Though our parties are separate... John isn't in... well, yeah, I know. Though our parties are separate, I will trust in you, as I know you will trust in me. Let us both give our all and add another rousing chapter to the saga. Nerd. This is as close as I've ever been to one of those... the towers. Such sinister aura it excludes. But it's been a while since I last took the field, but I can't help but feel nervous. But with everyone at my side, I am sure all will be well. Lest you worry, I have not forgotten my healing spells. Oh right, she was a conjurer. Oh, no wait, she was a conjurer. Way back when. Be restorative or destruction. This sorceress can command whatever magics the situation requires. She only became a black mage, like, once she got to the first. Aside from primals within the tower, we shall, for a certainty, encounter enthralled Imperial soldiers. Defenders conveyed hither by means unknown, who will stop at nothing to hinder our efforts. Alright. NPCs, who shall I pick today? I think we're gonna...
Right then.
Take this set. Sorry. Say, sorry, Alizek. I'm not healing today. I'm gonna give Alphino his chance. We'll see about you getting your chance later. You didn't change, you know, classes. Oh, they're with us, kinda. Cool. The foul places is, let's proceed with caution. I refuse. Shining. Everyone. I mean, they have everybody. The entire group of these poor soldiers at the beginning, they have all the scions here going after them. I mean, we're going to split up later, but damn. We're going to still same correct distance, right? Uh-huh. Armored Fiend.
You're mine!
No gods. Yep, that's her. As if summoning hath begun. The Three Sisters. Y'all are staying behind? Or where we're going? They're going that way. Alright, sense of Aether as if As we see the mask, the Matsuna come to life. We will focus on sustaining the arc. The rest of you keep going onwards and upwards.
You're mine!
Slowly but surely.
You cannot stop us!
I forgot to when I went downstairs to hit the run an ad break, didn't I? How bad is your ADHD? Fucking bad.
You're mine! You're mine!
Should probably make a mark on Alphino so I can follow him around in boss fights. You know, so when I actually know where I'm going, kind of, sort of, maybe, who knows.
You're mine!
Oh, that thrust. Hardy har har, bad joke. It's abomination, a perversion of the people's faith. But that's supposed to be the youngest sister and she's taller than me. Estinian?
You're mine!
Estinian's almost as bad as... Fuck him.
You cannot stop us!
Sorry, I didn't know that. Thank you.
You cannot stop us!
See if I get there. Ah! Nope. Nope. God damn it. Well, that went as well as I expected. Sarah. Oh, I had to run there? Slowly, we make our way back. Part 2!
There!
So I'm thinking my earlier drinking is not going to help any of this either.
You're mine! You underestimate me! You underestimate me!
Dance until death claims you. I'm good, okay?
Fool!
He and Alize apparently are on the same wavelength of using, you know, limit break all the time.
All or nothing! Try and stop me!
Interesting that they go back to that position. So have you chosen Defiance? Yes, I am Defiant. Oh, they're gonna get together and have fun. Oh, I have little cozies. That's kind of cute. And heels. Hot, actually. I mean, okay. The abominations we go.
You're mine!
Towers that summon. Yeah, I was figuring that the fact that you chose Defiance and the girl runs off, I had a feeling that it was going to be all of them at once. I mean, they aren't elemental fiends altogether, but they are fiendy in the fact that they have no control over themselves.
This will hurt.
There!
And they also have a lot of tentacles. And shaky boobies. And asses, by the looks of it. Halfway it. Umbral. What is it made of? If the best not to think of it for now, says the city. I can't wait on my own to play through this with Alphino and Alizé to see what their responses to each other is, and then Alizé and Estinian. It's not phallic in nature looking. H.E. Geiger, eat your heart out, God.
You cannot stop us! Jiggly butts. Sorry. And boobs. Area. Chesties. There's more chesties than boobies. Not I'm easily distracted. No, shut up. You cannot stop us!
Gotcha!
Yes, priorities! If I, you know, throw a quarter at it, will it bounce off of it? Or a dime?
Gotcha!
However that saying goes.
You cannot stop us!
You're mine! You underestimate me!
Okay, hope you sleep well, hon. Thank you for joining. Bounce, bounce. The Maga sister. She's the one of trade. She's a merchant. Pet's a cat. Cat decided they were gonna jump off. That's the reason why I was like, "What you doing, kitty?" You're not still layer prosperity. Okay, cool. I have no plans of doing that, but
You underestimate me!
she does like sticking that though. Okay.
You're mine!
What?
Try and stop me!
Wonderful, I do so love guessing games. I don't know. Thancred, do you prefer guessing games like, what underwear somebody's wearing? Ha ha ha. Bad joke, bad joke, bad joke! We'll be frozen once. Okay.
My turn.
The one that's not moving? The one that's looking down at me disapprovingly? To be fair, I didn't realize that Bad Dragon actually had body pillows. I just thought that they had other things.
My turn.
You underestimate me!
I'm not sure when they started having even. That's so odd. If I alone cannot expel you. Yeah. I'm gonna have Three Sisters step on me. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna enjoy it, actually. Compelled by the corruption, it feels stronger here. Aye, the talisman trembles to resist it.
My turn.
Yeah.
You're mine!
Roly boy. Roly poly. Except not really roly poly. Roly arms, dude. Cat. What are you doing now? Just so I can keep the look for right now. I know it's not as strong. Oh, you heading to bed, Apocalypse? Or are you just saying night to Haru?
My turn.
You underestimate me!
You cannot stop us!
Oh, Taharu. Okay.
You're mine!
9 a.m. for me. For you? Ah! It's 1 a.m. for me. Woo! Nope. Can't sleep at work. Ah. Don't we all wish we could sleep at work?
You're mine!
Like rich people can?
You're mine!
You cannot stop us!
My turn.
You're mine! You're mine!
I'm only sleeping as a stream cat. Ah, yep.
There!
You're mine!
My turn.
You're mine!
There!
You underestimate me!
Justinian, do not use the limit break or I'll be very unhappy with you. Do not turn into an Alizé. No matter the cost, we must protect the tower. Suppose we should expect the third sister and all the other two. You know, family reunion type. Samsara, it's a repeat!
All or nothing!
My turn.
All or nothing!
Sorry, I'm concentrating.
You're mine! You're mine! Time to end this! All or nothing! You're mine! Got you! You're mine!
Fuck. No. Ah!
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, sure.
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
Quagmire? You mean Quagmire? Damn British people saying their English.
We who stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishnai?
Hang me now!
I see
What are
it.
you playing?
Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a
What
single
are you
point.
playing?
This is the core we seek. Yet something is
Final
off.
Fantasy IX. Nice!
As large as the structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look.
Will Fandango allow us to? Final Fantasy IX. Woo!
Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
Oh, we're doing the Catholicism thing of every Catholic church that has an altar actually has a different person's body part, a different saint's body part in it. And I'm not joking, that's true.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
But yeah, the thing is, if they say it's John the Baptist's Catholic church, it has a piece of John the Baptist in the altar.
And that should
surprisingly
be the end
many
of it.
John the Baptists is a lot of different places. Pieces. All that other stuff.
What now?
I mean,
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
pray.
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
You know, we should have had a contingency plan if that's what you believed. Ariange. You know, this was an awesome party. Bodies everywhere.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
Party was 10 out of 10 if you can't remember what happened. Or is it? I don't know. I haven't been to a party like that.
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed.
Figment of our imagination.
Hardly a scratch. But how?
Is Grahati okay? Yes. He looks fine. Grahatio, you're not allowed to die on me!
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
Graha!
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Good. Well, that's kind of like the float spell that we had with the crystal tower kind of thing.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here.
I'm quite sure there'll be boats coming over.
There'll be much
since,
changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
We'll see if the...
Angelo and I will
Perfect.
take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared.
Just
What happened?
Oh, I didn't mean to hit
The
that.
threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
Nope, well, it is gone. I understand using yours dealt with the tower. You've rid us a great menace, and I don't know how to thank you. But as grateful as I am, I regret that we couldn't take care of it ourselves. This is our home, after all, and it falls to us to defend it. We must endeavor to do better. The tower's gone, and we owe it to you and the alchemists. I didn't realize how tense I had been until Runar returned to normal, and I feel drowsy for relief. Woo! How carrying all those magtanas may have been this true struggle. I don't know, I carried a lot of bodies from the Waking Sands. Ah, you have returned. As suddenly as the tower disappeared, we were gravely concerned for you and yours. I'm glad to see that all is well. On behalf of the people of Rads at Han, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Excuse me. The liberated prisoners have been transported to Rads at Han for treatment. Alize and Yustola will oversee the administration of the tempered treatment, with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. No, I didn't mean to thank Grid. Had enough rest, have you? You were never one for being idle. Right. Varus has bade us come to that place at the earliest convenience. The Dragon's Nest! Others will join us once they finish tending to the prisoners. Oh, wait. On second thought, you and Nestinian should go on ahead. I need to make a quick detour by the Great Work. We left Graha in the alchemist's care, you see. Best to fetch him before he's crammed into a specimen jar. Just you and me, then. The guardsman at the gate should wave us through. When we delivered Graha to the alchemist, they were not a little excited. Perhaps it was Nidhana's rescue that brought them joy, but given their fascination with Istinian, I'm not quite sure. Run! My sweet child! I am willing to go over here and see. I think this is the only big house that they have. Other than the thing up there. Well, I don't see Graha. You should be safe, right? Uh-huh. Yeah? Alright. I don't have a farther... But that... Yeah! I fall. You know, this fits the area. Look how tiny I am about this thing, yeah? Cat. Keep her running. The perfumed rise. Just checking these. Oh, I need to do some mini games apparently for the changeover. Slow wander. Hope I get there eventually. Eventually. I'll get another level out of this. The Jamal wants to go after me. The camel giraffe mix. We'll make it. Justinian! With the tower gone, I expect the state of alert will be lifted. I'm not sure on that. Ah, honored scions, you are free to enter at your leisure. As I cannot leave my post, I'm afraid you must make your own way. Should you require directions in the city, the sentry stationed at the fountain atop the steps should be glad to assist you. Though I've been to Raz at Ha before, this place is a veritable maze. Rather than risk getting lost, we best ask direction from the sentry at the fountain. Lead the way, and don't expect me to act as your tour guide like certain others. Okay, Justinian. Sweetie, baby doll. Touch. Touchy, touchy, touchy. Ah, Mr. Ishnai, I presume. Kinda. I understand that you're here for an audience with the Sartop trap. If you require directions to the Dragon's Nest, I should be glad to provide them. The residence situated in Dharma, the highest part of the Raz at Han. To get there, I would ordinarily recommend a route that takes you to the bazaars to the city's north. Due to the state of alert, however, most businesses are currently closed and the Aetheryte disabled. Bitchin'. As such, I will provide you with an alternative route. In other words, so that we can get all the smaller Aetherites, right? First, please ascend the steps next to this fountain, then continue left. There'll be more steps upon ascending them, you'll emerge on Paxa's path. Proceed through the large doors on the right. We'll arrive at fibers. You'll find it this further. In other words, we head up. Sounds straightforward enough. I'm sorry, I totally forgot everything that was being said to me. That's pretty. Discuss this. Yes, I know about this portal. It leads to a nearby island. The treasure vault of one Rad at Han's wealthiest families. They took the God of Luck for their guardian, on account that which they occasionally open up a section of their vaults. For aspiring treasure hunters to try their own luck, or so they say. There are also coffers hidden across the land that act as portals. Find one and you get in it. Those are the group treasure hunts, aren't they? Something to bear in mind in case you exhaust your funds while on the road. It is a troublesome experience as I can personally attest. Oh, you've done it! Well, especially since he's bad with money, as Kitty's notes has stated. heading to Dragon's Nest, are you? In that case, please follow this hallway to my right and go through the door up the top stairs. You'll emerge at the entrance to the airship landing, where another sentry should be able to on hand to assist you. See, the reason why they have like guards set up this far short distance between each other is because they know that A, players would get lost, and B, people in real life are just as bad. When I was worked at the museum at getting lost. Incidentally, if you ascend the steps on either side of me, you'll find the workshops of Revida fibers, though you're free to observe the artisans. Take care not to lose your way. No promises, still. Thevarian weave. Hard to imagine more vibrant stuff. I dare say Aramic would be partial to the gold thread. And blue, of course. He loves his blue. Yeah, good buds. I've never put much thought into what I wear. A spare set of clothing is usually all I carry. And if that isn't enough, I can always obtain something locally. So, do you want to buy something for your boo? I'll buy something for him. You can come over here and grab this real quick. If you're here for an airship, I'm afraid all flights have been suspended until further notice. So the state of the alert is still in effect. Perhaps it's for the best. That aside, we're not here for an airship. We have business at the Megalodon. No, we're calling it the Megalodon now. Oh, in that case, permit me to direct you. From here, it's quite simple, really. Ascend these steps and then continue straight ahead across the bridge. You cannot miss it. Yeah, but I'm gonna go over there to get that one right there. I remember passing by here with Varus. The situation being as it was, he regrettably not being able to show us the sights. Life is yet to return to normal here, but when it does, you ought to pay another visit. Though the city is confusing, the food is quite good. I'm partial to hamsa myself. The meat's surprisingly tender and flavorful. Yeah, we're talking about you! You're gonna be eaten! How does that sound? How shall we cook you? Let's talk about that in front of you. Anything? You think they tend to make... Confusing as it is, you think they intended to make the maze out of? Kagane was flat, at least. If you became lost, you could head to higher ground and get the lay of the land. Welcome. I inquire your business. We are members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and come at the invitation of His Excellency. Ah, of course, we have been expecting you. I will show you into the audience chamber if you would please follow me.
Are we the last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
Oh?
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Hi, cutie.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Oh, sweetie.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
How about unlocking the main thing to teleport to? Even if it's anybody else.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia.
Alchemia.
Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
Cool. Very leathery.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Aww.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question.
Trouble.
The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom we must look for answers.
Fun.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth.
Okay.
Many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one?
Alright, let's see.
To which Midgardsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope.
Last bastion of hope, huh? What?
He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind.
I mean,
Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue.
my guess the side quest is the reason why I can't seem to bring back Midsummer since he's my pet.
Yet
might have to do
take
with the
you
Omega
solace
stuff.
in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
Yeah, the Joy Boys. If you're wondering where I came up with the name Joy Boys, that's
We
what
must take our leave,
the Joker's
but please to inform
gang
us
is
if we can
sometimes
provide
called.
any further assistance.
Because Fandango has that nihilistic joking thing of a...
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Yes. I have not spoken with your father in some time.
In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydaelyn, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval.
That, for some people that might work, but for me, I need to be babied.
'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, weal enmeshed with woe.
I know, right? Hush font.
Amidst this tangled knot, thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence.
I know, right? Moondrea! Papalimo!
Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
I mean,
Ah, apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion over
all of y'all have the sudden collapsing thing. I'm fine!
Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Also, do you think the dragon would have eaten me if I collapsed or something? I think he would have announced to somebody that I had collapsed. I did grab this, right? Yes. I didn't mean to. So what were you and Vitra talking about? Nothing? Very well if you say so. The others have gone to the High Crucible. Let's catch up to them. I want to talk to Alphina real quick. I apologize again. I hope we didn't force you to conclude your conversation prematurely. Yeah, prematurely, huh? I wonder how that feels. Okay. Magic barrier. Nice! Let's see. Alize have to say anything else. Like his sister, Tiamat, Vitra has possessed of a gentle soul. I'm glad they're on our side. Arkan Loaf. The attendant was kind enough to give you directions to the High Crucible. First, let us return to the mulberry orchard. The color of joy. I don't know, is it the same color of magic? Ha! References to Terry Pratchett. I understand the mulberries are for silkworms, grown a stone's throw away from the South's residence. It gives the quintessential the flair, don't you think? From here, we're supposed to follow the path left and follow them past the mulberries. To think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Mulberry Street. I'm just making a bunch of book references, aren't I? I did grab that one. So down this way. Follow the Radiant Host. Midra's Mayhem. Hen. The word Anja means bind in local tongue, and this district is so named because it connects all the others in the city. If we manage to come this far, we shouldn't have trouble finding the High Crucible, or so I'm told. Where the street turns, enter the door straight ahead, then ascend the steps. I thought the Crystarium was confusing, but that doesn't compare to the Razat Han. The architecture and decorations make it even harder to get your bearings. Anyways, let's see where this door takes us. Excuse me. Touchy, 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 touchy. Ooh, it seems we're on the right track. Let me touchy, touchy before I... Touchy, touchy. Temporarily disabled. God damn it! And here's the Aetheryte Plaza. So good so far. There's much further to go. From here, we just need to cross the other side of the hill. Then pass through the larger of two doorways. The High Crucible lies beyond. I suspect the others have already collected the warding scales. Come, let us join them. And I proceed to go up this way instead to maybe, you know... Did I grab that? No, I didn't. Will it let me through these doors? Will it let me ADHD? Yes! It's gonna let me ADHD. You will regret this game. Or the streamer will regret it. Both ends of that. Also, I'll have to go up and around to get to that, I guess, but I won't do that one yet. Actually, maybe I'll be even smarter and do it this way. By the way, my Ishnai is not an Indian word. I know there's a character, I wouldn't say character, a YouTuber on here who has a name that's similar, and apparently there is a name that is also similar in Indian. But I made it up entirely. For a World of Warcraft character. Though this land hath been afforded a respite, in turmoil does others languish still. Our work is far from finished. You took your time, got turned around, I take it. I do what I want. What an immense laboratory. How many such places were enlisted to help forge the warding scales, I wonder? Well, I'm quite well now, I assure you. As they say, the stronger the taste, the stranger the color, the more effective the remedy. With my body trying to replenish the aether I spent, however, I'm feeling rather famished. I think a sampling of local delicacies is in order. Hamasa cuisine is a good place to start, perhaps? As I heard it, after you defeated Nidhogg, his scales found their way into the hands of the firmament artisans. Steeped in power as they are, it's no surprise they were coveted. Still, it's a strange legacy for a vengeful worm. That's what happened with it? The students have previously turned to Razat Han's alchemists for help analyzing various artifacts. That's how I became acquainted with Nidhana. I'm glad that we could rescue her and pray she makes a full recovery. Excellent, you're in time to hear the latest good news. Good news, everyone! Alas, we're last, of course, but at least we found the place.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
Yeah, that's a pretty button thing on, or...
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations. Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Forthwith.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
What, not destroying other towers? Not
I can head
purposeful enough?
Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Do we trust the Charlians, though?
Please, I must speak with you.
Oh, hi, sweetie. You doing better?
Nidhana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
What's up, though?
As you said, Nidhana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
You're archers like me. Can't quite take praise, just give it back to him.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Aww. The
Look at
emotions.
that! Its color is completely changed.
The color of joy.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Joy?
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe.
Are we
affecting
supposed to
all
show this
through
to
which it flows.
Fandango and in his death kind of like, I don't know, we did Elidibus?
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created
Are we gonna
nor
get
destroyed.
13 of these?
It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
Okay.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
Oh, your soul is over here being excited. She's so adorable!
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation.
For now, I mean,
I
I'm
am sorry.
guessing towards the end. Be more than that.
Nonsense. You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Yeah, there's only like 3 among us that are as much the scholar types, but all the other scholars over here, nerds, are absolutely happy about it. My
Shall we
pocket is
depart
happy
for
to see
Charlian,
me
then?
then.
I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
I'm quite sure up to this point, for my character, it was in short supply. Those boxes are almost as big as the poor twins. Gonna make them carry it? Last thing I remember before being observed to the tower was you rushing towards me. I can only imagine the hardships you and yours must have had to overcome to rescue us. No amount of words will suffice to express my gratitude, but I hope the power's radiant glow says everything I cannot. Yeah, I could just teleport directly there, kid. Is there anybody in here before I decide to talk to Kiri? The answer is no. Okay. It's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labor safely in storage. For now, we have but wait for the others to return from their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Thinker would suggest, you should get some rest in the meantime. What's that word? Your chamber is comfortable, I hope. If it's cold in there, just let me know. We have plenty of blankets to spare. Welcome back, Ishnai. Kiri has apprised me of your recent accomplishments. What an amazing feat to eliminate a tower, and pave the way to deal with the rest. Well, it isn't much. I've changed your sheets and plumped up your pillow. After all, there's nothing like collapsing on a nice clean bed after completing a major milestone. Be it pinning a thesis or defeating a deiformed entities. Fun! So would you like to take a look at your new and improved lodgings now? What? They've changed? I guess. Have they? I don't know. It's no longer glowing gold. I mean yellow though. Or is different petals gonna turn... Is Ardbert gonna come out and start talking to me?
And protect them well.
What?
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you?
Food!
We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Aww. This is adorable! Ah. See, all the games were kind of missing this homey touch. Don't like pickles.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Charlian cuisine is not to his liking.
Oh, I don't know about that. Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
You know, introverts need to...
What? To
recharge
perfect
battle?
his brooding stare?
Yes.
Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Charlian feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
I mean... Don't make me get started on this. No, I've kind of felt like downtimes like this was kind of missing from...
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Kryl, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer.
Will she suddenly appear, you know...
I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Speak of the devil.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes?
Yes.
Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidhana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed.
There's also pizza
And
there.
in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Tlofuroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans.
And I bet they totally don't have listening devices in here.
But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Oh.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion.
You ate part of that. So why are you handing it back? I know you it's kind of broken in half, but...
They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me.
Aww.
And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Sweetie, so am I.
Oh.
Are you pushing on till dawn?
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Yeah, because one of you is going to get hurt and make me hurt my feelings, right? Or relaxation. Is it green because of the former yellow and then blue mixing together with it being relaxation, or is it just green because it's green? We'll see. Or we'll never see. Who knows?
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that.
Has your voice changed? I feel like
come to you once more as the bearer of
nope,
bad
there it is.
news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome honestly. Talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
I wish. Please. Something else. Anything.
No. All else is... equal.
Yamate!
Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot.
I mean, yes, I am hot, but I'm not your
set
kind of
my
hot. I don't
soul
want your kind of...
aflame.
No.
I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more. And then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
Yamate. He doesn't know what to make of that.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you. You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor. Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence.
Well, suddenly he is currently.
Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you.
Yeah.
And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes.
I feel like he should have a bigger weapon.
I think that is something we can both enjoy.
I hope you didn't mind us barging into your room for a late-night feast. For what it's worth, it did be a world of good to put our troubles on one side, if only for a moment. Yeah, it was... getting that. Anybody in here? Nope. Let's see where the beginning of this goes, and then we might end it for the night. I don't know. What's the weapon level of mine? Probably would be good. Having pleasant conversation until you barged in. I beg to differ. They barged into my room. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope? I was about to make my way to the studium as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with Scholar Montasange and thank him for coming to our rescue in Rosara. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thananar. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud out of his former students. Since we are still waiting for Ishtola and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? Sure, I like being chewed out. Kinda. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to the Phenom. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Sound the bell, the school's in. Fuck, I was trying to escape. I should probably mend. Couldn't make it out the door. Damn. Unlike some of the Scions, I am not an alumni of the Studium, as I have no acquaintances there. As such, I have no acquaintances there that I'm obliged to visit. And while I would love nothing more than to pore over the great many tomes and the phenom, I fear my presence there would stir up more unwanted trouble. So, for now, I will be patient, as much as it pains me to do so. Twins over here. If Father can master the fiendish contraptions, then so can I. Heading out for a stroll. The scholar himself was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare not say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people worrying about his reputation. At our alma mater, no less. Will the wonders never cease? You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Look, I'm always hated at school. I don't know why you think that it would affect me so if I go there and they're like, blah, 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 to me. They even hate me even though I'm not a part of their school. Which means 10 out of 10 work on my part. Feels like only yesterday that I first walked through these doors. See that sculptured picture above the entrance? That's the Mark of Thaluk, the scholar, bearer of the waters of knowledge. It's no exaggeration to say that Charlian itself was one enormous shrine to him, and that's especially noticeable here at the studium. Oh, we have that kind of music. Here is the phenom. Well, I expect you to make note of it before. One can hardly miss it. It's the first time you've been here on official business, correct? Well, most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, and also houses of numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and the host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of aetherical phenomena, hence the name. Though, with aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in 432nd year of the 6th astral era, Phenom was decreed complete, and the studium was officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority on aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astronomy, astromancy, the countless other fields, standing as proud as Charlian's most foremost educational institute. You did always give the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same floppish speech, such as an undying love for his old stomping grounds. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduate with highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. That's easy to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. I'm certainly not the Studium's most notorious master debater. In all respects, I have ever been in his shadow. If nothing else, just remember that this was the legend of Alphino Levier begun. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades, and hopefully we'll be somewhat more welcome than we were last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino. So he did get laid. With a bit of luck, it might be to our advantage. He was popular with the girls. I mean, he did do the pay me like your French girls kind of thing. Well, there's no time like the present. First thing first, let's look for Scholar Montezon. Dude, I'll figure out a name for him. Other facilities tend to frequent their office, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wherever his whims take him. Gandalf. He's now Gandalf. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. I'm gonna switch back over to being my astrologian, just to see if there's different talky talk. That was Alphino Levier, wasn't it? The Alphino Levier! And he's with his sister and Master Belson's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word! The fuck? Oh, sorry. You said you were looking for the Scholaric. Yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere, but Miss Alifa should have a better idea. I feel like I should be running away, and... Anyways, one second. Let's see, Alizé. Phenomenon is something of a multi-purpose facility used by lecturers and craftsmen alike. If you're looking for the learner's mat, it's through the sort to the left. That's not what I'm looking for. Alizé. Things are bad enough during our school days, and Alphino's time abroad only heightened his fame. Or should that be infamy? He has rivals and detractors, of course, though most of them gave up that after his adoring fans set them upon them like ravenous dogs. He has a fan club?! Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. No wonder the Crystal Braves went the way they did. It's becoming clearer and clearer to me. He spoke to me. He actually spoke to me. I assured you. I'll tell you about it after my business with the Scholar has concluded. The Scholaric? Tell me, my good fellow, does it have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? Might we turn our attention to Master Olivier's graduation thesis? I too have my doubts regarding our policy of non-intervention. Is it true that your experiences overseas are the reason you have incurred the ire of the Forum? Oh, what I wouldn't have give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. Having fun there, Alphino! Searchers met. All the pressure is going to be at the end of me. Oh, I hope find someone who can help me soon. Work. Oh dear, am I ever going to find a craftsman for the professor? Ugh, oh god, Charlene must be spared. Huh. Oh dear, if only you were here to help me. How am I supposed to approach any gleaners for help when the subject of our research remains undecided? Honestly, that man. Are you lost? Wandered in off the streets, perhaps? Yes, actually. Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. Am I right? Aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Ahem. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to the Searchers Met. Let me start with a question. What's the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right. Books! And what's the second most important? Well, that's simple. Everything else. Oh, that's what we deal with here in the Searchers Met. Whenever the students or the tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If they don't have it in our stores, we'll send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Pyesa this, tongue of Gigatoad that. I have Newt Toe Frog. We're making Macbeth references. Cool. It's enough to make your hair stand on end. Which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. I've tracked out many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. Oh, so you're telling me is that you're not a gleaner? Yes, exactly what you said. Isn't it? Are you looking for the scholaric? I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back to the way you came, and you'll see it at the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios. Not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, follow the blood-curdling screams. I mean, I am a warrior, and I tend to follow that anyways. Ha! In the time it's taken me to tell you all this, the scholar's probably already left. Best luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Estidian, where the fuck are you? You might be able to find him faster for me. Sorry, finding a worthy gleaner is proving tougher than I thought, and maybe I'm not suited for this line of work. Alphado isn't even trying. Neither of them are. There's Cutie. Unsurprisingly, the scholar is not in his office. I did, however, speak with one student who saw him not long ago, so he can't have gone far. Somebody put a tracker on him? It's quite rare to meet an outsider with such a curious mind as yours. Classes are not currently in session, but when they are, this place is filled with the sounds of students exchanging ideas and soaking up new knowledge. But that would affect ethereal conductivity, huh? You don't look like a student. This isn't Learner's Mat. We're researching prophecies. Lately, I've been reading over the writings of Master Louis Swell in hopes of gleaning some heretofore unknown knowledge. Level-headed student. Anybody else here? Nope. Yes, the scholar was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. It's strange seeing Maker's Meet so empty. People usually treat it like a common room. Over the river and through the woods, except not really. Alphino, let me drag you away from your fan, girls. Tio. If my friend doesn't turn up soon, we'll be late for the lecture. He'd been here 2 bells early if it was with one of Professor Mikoto's classes. Is she here? Is she here? I would show up too.
Ah, I remember you.
Hi, Gandalf.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student.
I mean, I get by.
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Give me! Give me! Oh! He's adorable! Grandpappy!
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters
I figured.
Without the express permission of the Forum.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Am I allowed to fall asleep? Do we have to sit so far apart? We're really gonna make this a lecture, aren't we?
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology.
I think this is more for me than for them.
The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
The body. Why are you looking at me? Corporal aether.
Yes, very good.
Thank you,
This is the
Gandalf.
form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to... I guess that's welcome to Highland.
Now, what would happen if that paper
Darlian?
was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would get diluted. It's hiding in plain sight.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The Cataclysm.
The seventh Umbral Calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Yeah, the server was reset.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act.
Deliberate!
The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation.
Well, you know, people in power, rules for thee, not for me.
Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
X it out! X! All the X's!
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
Wait.
And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
There's a
But
belief
there
of
are
zero
those
within.
memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
Where if you keep erasing a dot, when you can't erase anymore, that is zero.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
Nom. Thank you, Grandpappy! You're now Grandpappy. You are now Grandpappy.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Thank you, Grandpappy!
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
You're in a... If you're a game artist, you could use... Okay. When Grandpappy is... Well, Grandpappy is best known for his role as head of the studio. He's said to be one of the finest mages Charlene has ever produced. Having seen for myself the ease in which he weaves extraordinary, complex, and powerful magics, I have no reason to doubt that claim. Some of my earliest memories are of Grandpappy, actually. He was a close friend of our grandfather. He would come for tea and amaze us with his tricks, much like his demonstration with the paper and ink. He is a huge part of why I wanted to enter the studio in the first place. Assessing rather healthy portion of food for thought. Well, that's given me enough, giving much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the form's true motives, and the mysteries of life itself, for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in the days to come. On that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you could better acquaint yourself with, I pull, as the scholar, as Grandpappy suggests, while I share our findings with Raha. A capital idea. What if I don't want to capitalize on it? How does that look? Oh, not bad. Except for the purple gem, but I mean, can't dye it. Damn. Normally purple cool, but I have a red mage. Oh. I'm not paying attention to where I'm going, am I? No, you're not. G'daha! Estinian returned not long after we departed for the studio. A shame he missed the chance to attend our lecture with with Grandpappy, or perhaps not. Having spent most time in the Nar, I have yet to fully grasp the lie of the land here in Charlian. Even finding my way to an annex proved a challenge. It seems I've done an adequate job of relaying Grandpappy's lecture to Raha. Given his experience in the field of souls and memories, he had no trouble understanding it. You'd better not let your guard down around Q. One small favor becomes another and another. Before you know it, you'll running around to the other side of the world in search of a bottle of wine or some other rubbish. Then again, it might make for a welcome change of pace from your usual heroics. As Grandpappy said, it could also lead to interesting discoveries. Ah, welcome back. From what I heard, your trip to the studio proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, the news of warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to RPG Sex Capital Final Fantasy XIV. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive? It's too early to say for certain, but it does seem to be the way winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no other reason oppose such a plan, but let's see what awaits for us in Vilbrand. Let's get started by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, will you, Estinian? Unless the forum felt like stealing it from us. Check to make sure they're there. Phew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vidra and the alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I'd like to escape the form's watchful gaze, I've little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice. If I, in my capacity as our official representatives, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. To RPG sex capital of Final Fantasy XIV. Woo! I think she jinxed it much. A lot. All of it. If you learn of aught of interest, be sure to let me know. In the meantime, I'll do what I can to aid our cause. Though I fear it'll be precious little given circumstances. Command room and yeah, I'm thinking I might actually in the stream. We're at 6 hours 49 minutes. So let's see. Who am I gonna torture today? Alright. Got somebody. Hi. Alright, y'all. This was Ishnai Ciarfox. I hope you have a good day or night whenever it is, wherever it is you currently are. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let's raid out. Settings do not allow me to raid to him. Okay. Have somebody else then. Cool. I'm gonna do that.